Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live somebody. Let's go.
Good evening. Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys had a good day so far. For those of y'all who are still starting your day and whatnot, hopefully it's been a wonderful one for you guys. Hopefully it's been a good one, a positive one, as it should be. Okay? And for those of y'all who are just getting started, your day started, hopefully you're going to kick the day in the butt. Okay? Because you deserve that too. But I'm on here for a very, very short one. I was going to do this as a pop-up video, but I was like, I don't feel like doing all this editing and all that. I'm tired. You know, I'm like, it's a late show. I want to do this one quickly for you guys and give you guys some of this information because obviously this story has not stopped. Let me kill this really quick. I told y'all. I told you it wasn't over yet. I told you. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. So, yeah, I'm tired. But I told you. Okay. I knew this wasn't over yet. Hamburger. This one ain't over yet. But we're here for it, aren't we? We're all here for it. Okay, so there's been some more information. I just didn't expect it to be coming so quickly like this, like bang, 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 bang. Okay, there's been a lot of stuff, and thanks to all y'all because you guys have been sending me this stuff. Y'all been sending me this stuff. Like I'm not even doing the work, not even doing the research. Y'all sending this stuff to me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. I mean, I had to do some research on this, but I do appreciate you guys giving me the links and all that, sending me these in the DMs and the emails. Okay. But nonetheless, I do appreciate it because this one, like I said, I'm surprised. I figured like we would circle back to this story maybe on Thursday or something like that if something else was popping off. I just didn't really expect it to be like this. I really didn't expect it to hear Will Smith speaking out. And now we're hearing him say some things allegedly from a source. Again, same thing like the Jada Pinkett thing. That was from a source. Now we're getting another one about Will Smith and his reaction to this. Like I said, this is the reason why I was like, you know what? Let me do this live. We're going to do it live. You know what I mean? Because I just figured it would just be easier to do this. Okay? And yeah. Hopefully we can nip this in the bud so we can move on to other stories because there's other stories going on, y'all. Oh, and I got an announcement, just a reminder for tomorrow's show. So I'm excited to let you guys know about that, which I'll be talking to you guys about that throughout this as well. Okay? And the sandwich said, sources say Pascal is tired of this ish. Yeah! You know! So, you know... I'm just hoping that we're just wrapping it up. You know, they come to terms. I'll say my piece in a little bit. We've already talked about this a bunch, okay? And you've already heard my thing. Okay, so do me a favor, hit that like button down below. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay, hit it, send it past 300 as you start to file into the show and all that. I know it's a late show, but at the same time, I figured I might as well do it as a live with y'all and then get into it, okay? And also, do not forget to crush that subscribe button. Please make sure that your notification bell is on as well. If you do have your notification bell on for this show, just make sure that it is actually on. And if you didn't get the notification, just go back, turn it off, the notification bell, and ring that bell again, okay? Just really, really quick. That would be greatly appreciated. Let's get into some things, okay, guys? We got to get into some things. And like I said, guys, I told you this wasn't over yet. And I don't think it's over yet, but I think it's going to die down now. I think it's going to die down. It's going to hit a low hum here in a little bit, unless other family members start getting involved. And I'm hearing other things too. I'm hearing stories that other family members are starting to stick their nose in their parents' business, and I really don't think that they should be, in my personal opinion. Okay, and that's just my personal opinion. Okay, but we do have a couple things that we need to talk about quickly. Now, we already know Chris Rock got smacked in the face last year by Will Smith after Chris Rock made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, saying about her hairstyle. She didn't like the joke. He was laughing. Then he got serious, walked over, smacked him in the face on the Oscars. Okay? Just really, really quick. Just a quick recap, okay? And Local Trees, thank you so much for the 20, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Of course, man. Of course. You know, for a fact, we were going to talk about this and all that. And I know that you had the request of me talking about this, like bringing the story back up again, because I got the other show I had was kicked off. By the way, my other show, this morning show, got kicked off too. Ain't that about a, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that something? The show that I did this morning got kicked off as well. Why? Netflix is cracking down hard, like ridiculously hard now. They're going through everyone's stuff on the internets, all over the YouTubes, and they're taking everyone's stuff down. So if you are a content creator that did a reaction video to his special, hopefully you only showed like 5 seconds of it, because they're coming. Netflix is going to find you and they are going to take it down. Trust and believe. Even if you do commentary, they are still stripping it down. You're not going to get a strike, but they're stripping that mother lover down. Just so y'all know. You can do everything you can. Just finessing, be a surgeon with that pause button, put in as much commentary in between every word that he says. They are still going to take it mother loving down. It sucks, but they got to make sure that they make their money back. They did pay him for the first special $20 million. His second special that is supposed to be coming out, I guess next year, maybe. He has another special coming. They're paying him another $20 million for that too. So they got to make their money's worth. Okay? They still got to make their money's worth. So I don't blame Netflix. As long as we don't get strikes, I'm good. I'm happy about that. Okay? If you want to take it down, by all means, take it down. I just re-edited the thing and then put it back up. Now it's Gucci. Everything's good. You just don't see the clips from the show, from the actual special, which sucks. But hey, it's all good. You get the commentary, you get the conversation, you get the stories that you need for the day. So if you can, please go and check that out when you can. But now we're on to something else. Just a little bit ago, I did a video about Jada, okay? And we actually do talk about Jada. She had some comments. She responded through a source as well. But it's basically her. Clearly, it's her. And then, of course, her source had to throw in a plug, a shameless plug. But this source had the audacity to say that Jada was basically calling Chris Rock obsessed with her. For the last 3 decades, this man has been obsessed with Jada Pinkett Smith. Then later on says, that she had nothing to do. She has no hand in this situation. Get it? Hand. She has no hand in this. She played no part in this situation, in this whole tension that went on between Will Smith and Chris Rock. She says, I play no part in this, when the reason why he reacted was because of your reaction as well. You were part of the equation. He didn't just go up there and slap him in the face because he was just on the stage. Right? Yeah. But then on top of that, she says, he's just so obsessed with me. Okay. And then also at the same time said, be sure to check out my book that comes out later on this year. Woo! That's what she did. I mean, through a source, right? But still. Remember about last year we talked about how she was going to have a book coming out. She did go out and say, "Oh, we're going to be talking about my book. My book's coming out very soon. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing." And of course, it's going to be 3:00 and I'm faded to, oh man, keep my wife's name, to Chris Rock calling her the B word, to the alopecia, to G.I. Jane. You don't think any of that stuff is going to be in the book? Guarantee you it's going to be in the book. I bet your bottom dollar. Bet your bottom dollar. That is, all of that is going to be in the book. So at the end, she goes, "Be sure to check out my book. It's at the end of the year." Okay. Still riding on the coattails of this scandalous incident between her husband and Chris Rock, which she claims she has no part in. But check out her book. It comes out later on this year. Okay. And yes, Debbie, she will most definitely be talking about this on the next Red Table Talk. I mean, come on. Her whole show is built off of that ish. So who's to say? Why wouldn't she talk about it, right? Unit 1, thank you so much for the 2. Rox made jokes about Jada for 20 plus years. Just saying. Now, if he has been, then interesting. Very, very interesting. But never has he ever been slapped in the face by anyone she was boning at that time, whether it was Will Smith or Tupac or whoever. We've never seen or heard any stories about tension or beef between them until just recently. So if that happened, she must have seen that stuff as a joke. She must have interpreted his jokes as jokes at that time, but then this one wasn't at this time. And I also do understand that things can come to a head, but keep your hands to yourself, okay? Just keep your hands to yourself. It's that simple. Doesn't matter. Right? What is it? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Right? And yet, no. I'm going to smack him in the face really quick on international stage. I'm just saying, there's other ways you can get your point across. There's other ways to act like an adult. I'll just say that. Don't act like children out here in these streets. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. Okay? Again, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. That's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just keep your hands to yourself. Okay? And you know what? You're right, Jacqueline. Words can hurt. I'm not sitting here saying that they don't hurt. Of course. You know how many times I've been insulted or somebody says something rude to me and I'm just clutching my pillow in the corner with all by myself, all background while I'm crying tears and going, no one loves me. Trust me. And it's just off of insults. Trust me. Okay? Words can hurt, but also you have a choice on how you react to those things. You could put your fists in somebody's face, or you can go and take the higher road, right? I've had plenty of people say really rude things to my face. Okay? I've had a whole lifetime. People are real asses out here. Let's keep it real. But I always try to find a way to take the higher road. Why stoop down to their level? Why? But anyway, let's get into this, guys, because we got some things to talk about. So, and we're only talking about, and we've only talked about Jada. We haven't even gotten to the title, the main topic of the story. So let's get into this, okay? The main title of this is, obviously, as you can see, he basically is saying that he was hurt. He was hurt by this situation. Let me show you that. Blow. Will Smith says he was hurt. And he says over distasteful Chris Rock Netflix special. Okay. You know what I heard about that when it's like, oh, I'm just hurt. Bruh. Okay. So you're just totally forgetting that what you did to this guy is kind of a big deal. Oh, and also at the same time, what did you expect him to do? Real talk. I know that it's polarizing on both sides. All right. There's some people out here that feel some type of way about this and sit there and go, oh, Chris Rock should have never said anything about her alopecia. And then there's other people like, come on, man, it's a joke. Just move on. Right? I get the polarizing ish. But it was just a joke. What Will Smith did was extremely hurtful to Chris Rock as well. And one thing that he didn't do, he took the high road. He did not swing back. And the funny thing is when he decided to swing back, he swung back on another live show where there's no way of turning away from it. He has now no excuse, Chris Rock even, to deny the words that actually sputtered out of his mouth during that special. It was live, it was international, and it's exactly what he wanted, if you really think about it. Oh, and let's not forget about this. He secured them ducats, baby. $20 million to stay quiet for almost a doggone year. To throw some real zingers at Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. Now, I know some of y'all might feel some type of way about that, but hey, them are the breaks. I see Ann said greed. Let me say this. Okay. I say this a lot on the show too. Now, I don't say this phrase, but revenge is a dish best served cold or something like that. I always screw it up. So he served them the coldest dish. Now, I know some people feel that Chris Rock could have gone even harder. And yeah, I agree. He could have gone harder. But I think he did just enough. But think about the coldest dish he gave. Seriously, this thing was sitting in the freezer for months as he just let the thoughts in his head percolate. And that ish was percolating for a minute. Then Netflix they were already working out a deal with Netflix for a 2 stand-up show deal, $40 million. They were already doing that deal. So he's like, hey, this is a perfect opportunity. Because once I do this, it's done. It's live. It's done. I can't escape it. I can't cut it out later and go, nah, I don't want to do it. Just cut it out. I can't back out. It's live. There's no way of getting out of this. So I'm going to do it. And then while I do it, I'm going to have millions of people pouring to the TV to see what I have to say about this. He's like, I already know I'm about to go viral. Because everybody wants to hear what I got to say about this. Remember, Will Smith and Jada got in front of this fast. Will Smith especially. Was it really because at first he was really sorry? Or was he really worried about losing his own bag? I'm going to tell you, gut reaction was most likely, yes, he was worried about losing them ducats. He had movie deals that were falling apart. He had movies that were already in the can, about to be put up, and he could get considered for another Oscar nomination for his performances in other movies and all that. Bad Boys 4 was about to be greenlit. He had a National Geographic TV show that he was in the middle of filming. All these things that he was doing were about to get thrown in the trash if he didn't get in front of that with the quickness. So what was his real motivator? Was it remorse for what he had done? Or was it them ducats? Think about it for a second. And then Jada jumped on it too. It's a year of season. It's a season of healing or some ish like that. She jumped on that so quick, y'all. So quick. So quick. When she could have just said, I ain't got nothing to say, not even say anything, because she doesn't have to say anything at all, but she had to put her foot in the drama too. And then later on, I think about a month later or something like that, she goes, oh, I got a book coming out soon. Is it really any of that coming from a place of genuine remorse and trying to do the right thing? Or were they really getting in front of this so that they can continue securing the bag? America, the world reacted in such a visceral way with what Will Smith did to Chris Rock. Initially, you tell me that that's what it really was about because he felt really bad for what he did at first? Or was he really doing it so he can continue doing his job? I just have to ask that really quick. Hold on. Got some super chats here really quick. Charlie Miller, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really do appreciate it. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap! Yep. Charlie Murphy. F your couch. Okay. Rick James. Sinner 1977. Thank you so much for the $2. Who hurt you, Will? Yeah, exactly. That's what I'd like to know. Who hurt you, Will? Who hurt you? That's what I'd like to know too. Unit 1, thank you so much for the 5. Rock has made black women the center of his sets forever. Did Will mess up? Sure. But I'd rather lose everyone's respect, not my wives. You know what? I hear you on that. I hear you on that 100%. I will say this. I think Chris Rock has made everyone the butt of his jokes. I think that's what it is. And I think that we are now, we have lost the condition to take a joke anymore. This how society is, how them streets are. It's a completely different world now. You know, when Chris Rock was out on the stand-up circuit, growing his name and becoming a household name, there wasn't really these kind of certain types of mentalities in the way we see things and the way we hear opinions nowadays. We didn't have social media like we do now. So it wasn't like everyone could quickly go to the Twitters or to their IGs or their YouTubes or whatever and put in their 2 cents about how they're offended by what somebody said. It would maybe be a title to an article, but then they move the F on, right? But I think a lot of comedy has been hurt because of how sensitive people have become from it. And I get it. Times are changing. I get that piece too. But I think no one's safe. He went off on everybody. You can see Meghan Markle's in this photo right here. I mean, he went off on Meghan Markle. He went off on R. Kelly. He went off on Michael Jackson. He went off on wokeness. He went off on everyone. And that's just the way I see it. I think he just says no one is safe. I'm going to give you my opinions. I'm going to do it in a funny way. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Right? That's at least from what my vibe that I get from his stand-up. Sinner 1977, thank you so much for the 2. Kick a hornet's nest, you get stung. Exactly. You're going to sit there, you're going to slap a dude in the face. You shouldn't be surprised that a comedian, when you smack a comedian in the face and the best way he can fight back is through jokes, don't be surprised if he goes back up on the microphone and starts roasting that ass. Let's be real. Elin, thank you so much for the 5. Sending a tip to celebrate a year of awesome Pascal membership. Thank you. Wow, you've been here for a year? Wow. Let me do this really quick. Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all should join if you haven't already. Now, Elin, thank you so much. She's right. She's right. You can hit that join button down below and support the channel. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay. And thank you again for the 5. I really do appreciate that. Okay. But the thing is okay, people are looking at it and going, oh, and getting, I've been seeing so many different reactions to his stand-up and all that. And I get it. Everyone's going to have their opinion. But of course, the one thing that we are interested in hearing is about Will Smith. And Will Smith had apparently, this is through a source, of course. Okay. This is through a source. But let's jump into this. So apparently, Will Smith was hurt and embarrassed after Chris Rock addressed the headline-making Oscars slapgate a year after the scandal in a Netflix special called Chris Rock Selective Outrage. And I think, but what's interesting about this, though, too, really quick, I'm sorry, it just popped in my head. Selective outrage is exactly what's happening right now. Ain't that funny as hell? Think about it. There are people who are nitpicking the moments in the show to get upset about. And I'm not even talking about the last 10 minutes. We're talking about the other things he goes in on. There are people that are selectively getting mad, raging over certain things that he's saying. Listen, somebody mentioned earlier in this morning's show saying that they didn't like the Michael Jackson and R. Kelly joke. Okay? I saw his point. I wouldn't say I was laugh out loud funny, but I didn't think it was laugh out loud funny, but I did find it interesting. Right? It was funny. But there are people who, I'm just using that as an example, that are going, oh my God, he said something about MJ and he compared MJ to R. Kelly. Oh my God. And then they have this huge meltdown. And I'm like, why? Why is that happening? Selective outrage is damn right on the button. People are getting upset about Meghan Markle. They're getting all wound up and getting mad about Meghan Markle and what he said about Meghan Markle. People are getting wound up. Man, people are getting wound up about his joke about watching Will Smith in Emancipation. Going, oh, he said a slave joke. Look at him, punching down at the black community. It was a joke. And the joke was that he hates Will Smith so much that he's willing to root for the bad guy in a slave movie. But people are selectively getting outraged by certain moments of the stand-up. For what reason? Very interesting, right? Interesting. Instead of just going, it's comedy, guys. It's comedy. You don't have to like all of his jokes. Shoot, you don't even have to like the stand-up. But you have to respect and understand that it's stand-up, y'all. That's it. But notice that he says selective outrage. And these people are getting outrageously offended and nitpicking these little things throughout the entire thing. That's wild to me. And Sandwich, don't you dare say cancel comedy. Hell to the no. It is too nice. It makes people feel too damn good. I just feel that there's just too many damn opinions out here. That's what I think. And everyone deserves to be heard. That's why you have the social medias. But I also think that people need to find a way to freaking relax. Just relax. Just relax and enjoy a comedy show. And trust me, you'll know when to get outraged. You'll know when something in a stand-up show is absolutely appalling and outrageous. You'll know. But that to me, this show to me was a stand-up comedy show. In my personal opinion. And I feel like there's a lot of people that just don't know Chris Rock then. That haven't seen his stand-ups. And all of his stand-ups are pretty much around the same way. So, I don't know. Very interesting. Selective Outrage was the title. And it's so funny how the world is getting just selectively angry in certain moments of his stand-up. And just letting it I feel like everybody just needs to relax, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Roll a blunt, something, shoot, man. Have a drink, go on a run, do some yoga. Do some shiatsu, something, tai chi, chill. Seriously, I saw a video today. Somebody was saying something, getting mad about the joke about emancipation. I'm like, bruh, come on. It was a joke. That's it. But anyway, let's continue. So the comedian opened up about getting slapped by Will Smith during the show, where he talked about where he also talked about the cheating rumors regarding Smith and his wife Jada. Okay, so following the show, the insider told Entertainment Tonight that Will Smith is quote unquote upset that Rock discussed the slap, even though he apologized to him in an emotional video on YouTube after the incident. They said Will is embarrassed and hurt by what Chris Rock said about him and his family in his Netflix special. He didn't watch it, but he had people tell him what Chris said. The source said. Now, the funny thing is like, really, you're upset. You didn't see the episode. I wouldn't say you should go watch the special if I were Will. But you're saying that, an emotional YouTube video should have sufficed. I mean, listen, to me, I am not Chris Rock. And I can't tell him what's okay and what's not okay. But I will tell you this. The person that you should be more concerned about is Chris Rock, not the lengths in which you did the certain things. Like I said earlier this morning, it can be really easy. I mean, it can be hard sometimes to come to a place where you realize that you're wrong, right? But it can be really easy to say, I'm sorry. Bruh, I'm sorry. But it's really hard for the person that's receiving that sorry to accept that apology. And again, he's thinking that because he went on YouTube, a platform in which he makes money off of, which he knows he's going to get millions of views from, he thinks that that is enough for Chris Rock to understand that he's sorry. Again, I'm not Chris Rock. And all your YouTube subscribers that watch the show or watch that video are not Chris Rock, the most important person that you should be focusing on and getting that acceptance acceptance of your apology from is Chris Rock, not the general public. But you done messed up. You slapped somebody in the face on international television. How do you think a known comedian is going to take that slap. Going on YouTube and saying, I apologize to you, Chris, and your family, your mama. Nah, just, I don't know. To me, that to me goes, okay, you are doing this to save face so you can make Bad Boys 4, not so you can work on mending the relationship between me and you. It doesn't work like that. But then again, I'm not Chris Rock. Okay? I am not Chris Rock. But obviously, Chris Rock wasn't feeling this at all. Let's continue. But he said he was embarrassed and hurt by this too. What do you expect? You embarrassed and hurt him too. Let's not forget that too. Okay? Of course, he didn't watch it, but other people told him what Chris Rock said. And of course, he can open up YouTube. He can open up IG, TikTok. He's going to find people reacting to Chris Rock's stand-up everywhere. All right? And it says that it's everywhere. When you look online and social media, so Will and Jada have seen comments about it, the insider added. The source continued, Will apologized to Chris and would like for Chris to let it go. Will has worked on himself and he is banned by the Oscars for 10 years. So what? No offense, but so what? If this source is absolutely 110% true, the fact that he's going, well, I already apologized, bruh. I already apologized. You need to let this go. No, it's up to Chris on when Chris wants to let it go. You did the dirty on someone. It's up to them if they want to let it go and move on. It's not up to you. You got to have a little patience. And what they did, this wasn't a situation where they were in a dingy, dark bar where they had a few too many shots and they just got into it and, they can meet up again and just say, oh, my bad. This was on a international stage, y'all. We talk about big money. We talk about power and money, y'all. Let's not forget that. This is not just two boys having a good old time, having way too many shots and making a mistake. Misunderstanding type stuff. These were two seemingly sober individuals on one of the biggest, most upper crust nights for Hollywood. And they went in there, and Will went in there acting like a frat boy at a kegger. Real talk. So, you know what? That's right on the money. Righteous indignation. Like, it's ridiculous how he sits here and is sitting there going like, I already apologized, bro. I already apologized. Like, move on. Deal with it. So on and so forth. No, F you, bro. You assaulted somebody else. Again, at the end of the day, it's up to Chris and his decision on wanting to move on. That's it. Sinner, thank you so much for these $2. Comedy is the last stand. Say it all space we got. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's I forgot the name of the word. And not only is it cathartic, but it's kind of like a sanctuary for a lot of these professionals. They go up there, they work on these jokes, these topics that may have been eating away at them. Some of these guys are talking about their childhood, but they're turning their traumatic experiences into just absolute comic gold. Some of these people are talking about getting slapped in the face on international television. There are people out here, and then they're working that thing out on the stage. And can you imagine the amount of work that Rock had to deal with within himself, to work on within himself? How much this probably hurt him more than we even know, emotionally, etc. There's a lot more to this than just a guy getting smacked in the face. It's more than that. And if he wants to sit here and go, I ain't done, I ain't happy with you, bro, we ain't cool, Will Smith needs to be cool with it and understand that. Period. But Tyler, thank you so much for the 2. If you don't like something, turn it off. Exactly. And of course, that's the same thing when it comes to the stand-up stuff. Not everybody's going to like his stand-up. Not everybody's going to like any comic stand-up. If you don't like it, you can always press fast forward. All right. Jacqueline, thank you so much for the 150 super sticker. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Let's continue on here, though. Okay. So he's already said, I apologize. I understand. The other part, I forgot to say this too. Excuse me. He said, the sources said, Will has worked on himself and he is banned by the Oscars for 10 years. No, that is the punishment that he got for doing what he did on the Oscars. And the Oscars had to do something during that time because for a fact, other actors, other people, staff, the people that put the whole thing together felt uneasy and were worried about the safety of their stars for the next year. So they had to do something about that. They don't want some crazed lunatic sitting in front row. He's getting another Oscar nom for something again. And then all of a sudden he walks up and smacks, I don't know, Jessica Chastain just because she read a different winner. Hail to the no. Okay? No, we ain't cool with that. We ain't good on that. You're going to get punished. You're going to get punished. And they're going to make an example out of you, period, point blank. Then also the part that he says, Will worked on himself. Okay. Now, if he worked on himself, now he needs to work on getting that respect and that apology back from Chris Rock. That's it. Or at least put the feelers out there, letting him know that he's there, ready to talk. But you cannot sit here and tell somebody when to let something go. That is not at all his decision to make. That's some BS. He feels like that's enough and wants Chris to move on so that he and everyone else can too. Interesting. Again, tell me this. He feels like that's enough. How dismissive is that? That's enough. That's enough. Calm down. That's enough. What? This dude has not said anything for a damn year. He finally says something now. He hasn't said anything for a damn year, y'all. He's made maybe a few jokes here and there. He has not said anything in a year. And then finally he speaks out. And allegedly, again, this is from a source, allegedly Will Smith is sitting here going, that's enough. Yo, he needs to move on so that he and everyone else can move on too. No, he's worried about his bag. He's worried about people being reminded of the things, of the scandalous things. It's 3:00 and I'm faded. All those things. The entanglements. The slap. Keep my wife's name. All those things. He wants everyone to move on so that he can make the monies again. That's it. That's all he gives a damn about. He don't give a damn about anything else. That's the only reason why he's saying that. He's like, I just don't want everybody, I don't want him to unearth all this stuff all over again. I just did my apology tour. I got to do it again? Damn. Listen, I don't care if this is a situation where Chris Rock is one of the most obnoxious people on earth behind the scenes, and everybody hates Chris. They just really can't stand him. But he makes this joke and then gets slapped in the face like this on stage. Still, no matter what Will Smith did was wrong. And you cannot tell a person who has been violated in that kind of way when they can and cannot be cool with something. You can miss me with that nonsense. If this is really coming from Will Smith, this is absolute 110% trash, in my opinion. There's more, though. There's more. Shout out to Dr. Richie. Anyway, Will's also upset that Netflix was a part of this and thinks Chris insulting Jada again is below the belt, the source noted. noted. He's upset that Netflix gave Chris this platform to share these messages and thinks it's distasteful. Okay. So he's upset that Netflix was already working out a deal with Chris Rock to begin with. Let's just make that abundantly clear. A deal was being made between Chris Rock and Netflix. Kind of like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle did what? 17 stand-ups, which were also extremely polarizing. People got very upset about those stand-ups as well, which we've talked about those in the past. We're moving on to this one here. But they were doing the same deals. Well, not the same, but they were making deals with Chris Rock to do his own stand-up specials. The slap just happened to fall right in the same during this time as well. Okay? So he thinks Chris insulting her again is below the belt. Well, going up and slapping him on the face is below the belt. He's upset that that Netflix gave Chris this platform to share these messages and thinks it's distasteful. I will react again with, yo, it was distasteful getting up on the biggest night of your own life too, on an international stage and smacking the taste out of Chris Rock's mouth. That is absolutely distasteful as hell too. And by the way, he didn't say anything. He didn't retaliate. He didn't get his goons out to you. He didn't do anything except take what he received from y'all and turn it into comedy gold. That's the way I see it. And here it is. I think Chris is done. I think he's washed his hands clean of it. He's ready to move the F on. He's like, I'm good. I'm good. Now I'm good. But he never swung back. He never went on some podcast or went on to some radio show or went on to his IG or went to his Twitter or his YouTube channels and start talking mess on you guys and speaking ill on y'all's name. He kept his mouth shut and waited for the moment that he can actually have a time where he knows for a fact as soon as he says it and it comes out his mouth, it is over. And that's exactly what he did. He went up on that stage, said what he said, and that was it. It's up to you if you want to dissect it and break it down and get super offended thinking, oh, you know, how dare he say these, this, that, and the third. That's up to you. But how dare you attack him on the stage? All that could have been a conversation that could have been had behind closed doors. Your YouTube video that you did could have been done behind closed doors. Shoot, if he wasn't picking up his phone, you could have sent an email. You could have sent a letter. You could have sent a nice gift with a whole bunch of chocolates with a letter on top of it saying, Lo siento, Cristio. You know what I mean? That's easy as F. Could have done those things. Not saying that you need to go and sit there and, you know, say anything and put the boombox over your head. Okay? I'm not expecting you to do that ish. But at the same time, if he wasn't ready to accept your apology, you need to be cool with that. And you shouldn't be saying anything right now at all. If this source, because this is all from a source, okay? This is all from a source. And if this source is really being 110% real and it's reliable, you still have no place to say not a doggone thing right now. You've already said enough. You've already said enough. And I think the other thing, too, is what's driving Will Smith crazy right now, ever since the slap, is that his name is not synonymous to, oh, yeah, he's a really good guy. Man, I love me some Will Smith. He's such a good guy. So motivational, so inspiring. Love his stuff. He tarnished his own name. It wasn't Chris Rock who did that. Let's keep it real. Chris Rock made a joke. Whether you stand on it saying, it's just a joke, move on, or if you were absolutely offended by it, the man did not deserve to get smacked in the face. I would hope that we all can agree with that. Two wrongs don't make a right. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. So no matter how many ways you look at it, if Will Smith decided to take the high road that day and didn't do anything at all, he'd still have that image. Sure, there'd be some people trying to emasculate him, be like, oh, you weak. Will Smith, you weak, bruh. I'm sure a lot of people would do that. They would. Trust they would. But at the same time, he can at least say, I kept my head up high. I took the high road and I still won that Oscar. So, hey, who's tripping? Who's emasculated? Not me. This was the best night of my life. I got the best woman on my arm. I am happy as hell. And I decided to take the high road. Do you realize how many great videos or YouTube things or things he could have done to inspire and motivate other people to take the high road? Do you know how many things he could have done? So many. The options would have been amazing. But he decided to go straight gutter that night. Why? I don't even know. He's tried to explain it, but it still don't make no sense. Some of y'all out here saying that it was all staged. I'm telling you, it's not. But again, guys, at the end of the day, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself, dag nabbit. Then you don't have to deal with any of this BS. Ever. And then how everybody looks at you it stays exactly the same it was. You maintain the status quo. That's it. It's that simple. But for some weird, messed up reason, we're human and we love to try to muck things up. It's kind of sad. But again, I pray for these two, okay? I'm hopeful for these two. I hope that they really do find a way to reconcile their BS and move on. Yes, I think it's time to finally move on. I think that what Will Smith and Jada received in that stand-up was rightfully deserved. That is it. I feel like if he had a week to do a stand-up special and it was going to be the only time he was going to say this thing, a week after he got slapped, I feel like we would have gotten the same stand-up, but maybe a tiny bit more raw or maybe a little bit more emotional than we saw in this. But other than that, it was rightfully deserved. So he put the final nail in the coffin. He said what he said. So hopefully they can all move on. But if this source is absolutely true and is real, this is the most self-centered and most disappointing I've heard from Will Smith in a while. I hope this source isn't real. I really hope, because it still makes it seem like his mind is not in the right place still. So if they say that he's been working on himself, this source and what they're saying from this source is telling me otherwise. It really is. It's sad. Again, very, very sad. But outside of this, whether it's true or not, I hope they get together. They talk about this at some point, and they squash this BS. I don't want it to get any worse. I just want it to die down. If they don't ever become friends ever again, but they're better for it, at least they have that. That's what I want. They need to be in the season of forgiveness, and not a tweet or a Facebook or an Instagram post from someone who just wants to stick their nose in their business. Let these two adults talk this out, work this out as adults between them, not them with the rest of the world in the middle of it, with all of our mixed up kit and caboodle of opinions. All right, let these men sit down and duke it out verbally, and hopefully come to some sort of reconciliation. That's what needs to happen. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. I really do. It was a great conversation. Thank you guys so much for listening to me and having this conversation with me. Definitely wanted to do this one live with y'all because, it's time to start forgiving and move on. That's what I really do think. Okay. And, Sandwich just said something that's very, very true. Okay. Hit that like button and not each other. How's that? How about that? Okay. Not the catch me outside stuff. All right. Mark Saunders, what's up, man? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. It wouldn't be great content without you guys. Real talk. Real talk. Hopefully this is the last that we hear of this situation. We've heard from Jada and Will. I think that's more than enough. But of course, these stories seem to have a strange way of coming back and biting you in the ass. So we'll see if it's done or not. We will see for sure. Okay. But before you guys head out, don't forget to hit that like button down below. If you can, send it past 400 likes. That would really, really mean a lot to me. Just top it off to 400. Okay. A like don't cost a thing. It just helps the story. It helps the show get out there. And if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. Your boy's working hard out here in these streets to give you the conversation, the topics, and the controversies that you need for whatever you're watching this show. But anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all. You guys have been amazing. Have a great night. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll talk to you guys soon. Oh, one more thing. I forgot. I will be on at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'll be talking with Jennifer Coffindaffer. We're going into the Ellen Greenberg case. It's something that she's been very adamant about getting out there. A very, very mysterious case about this woman found gone inside of her home. The door is locked on the inside, but still, police are saying that she did this to herself, yet all the things that happened to her are knife wounds from the back. So how would she be able to do that? We are going to be talking about that. We are going to be talking about that tomorrow at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Jennifer Coffindaffer, former FBI agent and new collaborator for News Nation, will be on with me at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, okay? So be on with me. That'd be great. Okay. So anyway, guys, I will be on. We will be talking about that. That is a story that is starting to resurface again. I think they're trying to reopen the case and investigate it even more. So we will be talking about that in great lengths tomorrow. Okay, guys? So I will see you guys very, very soon. Much love to you guys. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.